Hello, Capricorn. I know it has been a hot minute since I've seen y'all, but I had a little bit of time today, and I've actually got a little inspiration to do a reading for once. It's been, it's been, things have been happening on my end, but we're here, we're good. I'm dropping cards because that's how we do things. Yeah, we're gonna get to your reading, Capricorn. I'm using the good old Rider-Waite-Smith deck, so we'll see what comes through for you. I hope you guys are doing well. It has been a wild couple of weeks, especially with these eclipses. So I just hope that you're remembering to, go outside and touch grass. Literally, like get back in the real world and stop focusing on what's playing up on the stage right now, because that's going to be what's going to keep you strong and focused through everything that's coming. So let's see what comes through for you, Capricorn. Six of Swords. Okay. So this is a card of leaving behind a situation, moving into something new. This card corresponds with the middle decan of Aquarius, which in the Chinese lunisolar calendar is actually, it contains the part of the ecliptic that the sun crosses, which marks the beginning of spring, which marks the start of the solar new year. And it's the midpoint between the winter solstice, December 21st, the southern solstice, for those of you that are not northern hemisphere, and the ascending vernal equinox, the Aries equinox point. So it kind of is that weird in-between phase where winter, at least up here in the north, has kind of really established itself. It's really cold, but there's also this sense that the days are getting longer, that the light is returning, that there's this promise of the ice melting and things growing again. So it's like moving away from a hard, harsh, cold, restrictive, limiting situation and moving towards something that has more potential, more promise, at least more space for you to kind of branch out and move into something new. Because I kind of see the swords that are in the front of the boat as all these different inherited beliefs and thought forms that we're kind of carrying with us from the past situation that are kind of impeding our ability to look forward and see what's coming, or to see where we could go. Because I think what's most important with for all of us to realize is that we are the agents of our own lives. We put a lot of responsibility or a lot of power into things outside of ourselves when really it should be coming from inside. We need to remember that it's our decisions, our approaches, our responses that we choose in every situation, every experience, every encounter with somebody, that really that really dictates how our life unfolds. Life isn't going to come to you. You need to meet it. You need to meet it halfway. You need to make it in some cases. I mean, especially for those of us with maybe more heavy Capricorn placements, we really recognize the value of doing the work to make things real. We don't necessarily like to sit back and hope that something's going to work out without even putting any effort forward, or without planning, without directing our intentions and marrying those intentions with actions, actually doing things. So whatever situation it is that you might be leaving behind, just remember that it's kind of up to you where things go from this point. I don't want you to linger too long in a space of indecision or in a space of uncertainty, kind of questioning whether or not you made the right decision. The fact is that things are already in motion, so you might as well try to control the flow to best suit you, to your advantage. Next card, we have the Six of Coins. Okay, this is the middle decan of Taurus. And with the Six of Swords, it's kind of interesting. There's like this sense of, how do I put this? There's just like, there's so many images coming to mind. One example, something that I've encountered actually within the last 24 hours was there was this family that owns a local business, and they were having some health issues with another family member that required them to move to another state, essentially. And they entrusted the care of their business, they sold their business to a friend who actually cares about the vision that they had for this place. So this to me is almost like I'm leaving behind a situation, but I'm ensuring that the people that I trust that I am having to leave behind as a result, they they have my plants. They're taking care of my plants because I can't take them with me, or they have even like a pet or something. I don't know, if there's like a physical move involved, it's like making sure that you take what you can with you, because I kind of feel like this might be like a forced situation or something that's kind of unfolded as a result of larger happenings in your life that you maybe necessarily didn't set in motion, at least not deliberately in this moment. You're just kind of responding to the situation now, kind of going with it. Like there's an element of sacrifice and an element of making sure, element, I think I said element. Element of making sure that your ducks are in a row, you have things put away in storage if you need to do that. You've even sold some things, petty cash, like maybe trying to acquire some more resources with which to support yourself in this move. So literally selling things that you cared about, which I think is kind of what this card is representing, is like this sort of giveaway, this being generous, of course being fair, like you're not just giving things away for free necessarily. You could be, but if the need is there for you to have more liquid assets available to you, you know, then having the sort of not necessarily cold, but more mercantile mindset, so that you're able to sort of give these or sell these things without really being attached to them, and understanding that they're serving a greater purpose by being transformed into a more usable, readily usable form of energy with which to support yourself on this going away, this journey that you're going on. I don't know if it's literally like you leaving a physical place or a relationship or situation. It could be like the six, if you're leaving a relationship and this is like a divorce situation, you know, this is you divvying up the belongings, the house, the car, the furniture, the pets, who's going to have what, you know, that sort of thing. Like that's kind of what this card is communicating to me right now. I also think it's important to mention that these two decans are at a square with one another, so there is definitely like a tension, like maybe one aspect or another is kind of it's causing conflict, or it's like you can't do one thing without doing the other thing. Like you can't move out or move into a new direction until you give away, or until you sell, or until you kind of divvy up the resources appropriately and make sure that everything is, I keep hearing liquid, like something about liquid assets. Okay, Capricorn. We have the Strength card next. And I'm putting that right under the Six of Coins. So again, kind of going back to what I was saying of having that more merchant mindset, the more calculating, objective, like I need these funds, so I need to get rid of these things, and they might be sentimental to me, but this is something that I'm going to have to do if I'm going to survive, or if I'm going to move forward into this next, I heard next vision, or next version, next chapter, whatever it is. And the strength card is really all about sort of honoring your decisions. Like when you have a decision that's made, you need to stand by it with conviction and not be swayed by the doubts that like to creep in and make you, that really erode your foundation. So I think what this strength card here is saying is like, whether or not you make a wrong decision, it's okay. You're going to learn in either case, but you need to stick and stand by yourself, support yourself. Don't expect somebody else to do it for you. If you're on shaky ground, then you need to reassess and ensure that you are equipped to handle any situation that arises. And even if there's some sort of element of, oh, I'm broke and I need to leave, I need to move, I need to find some place to live, like if it's really that dire and that serious, that stark, this strength card is all about recognizing that you've made it this far in life and you're capable of going further. If you need to start completely over from the ground up, you have the wherewithal to do that. You just need to trust in yourself and trust in your conviction, trust in your ability to commit to supporting yourself, to making this thing happen, to getting to a better position. Don't wallow in pity or in self-doubt. Queen of Wands, like, this is like Strength card 2.0. It's the same card to me. You know, she's got the cat, that's the lion, and she's sitting there on her throne in full power, in full glory, not afraid to strut her stuff. She is not afraid of her desires. She doesn't feel shame. She doesn't feel doubt. She doesn't feel, and I mean, there could be an element of like toxicity to that, like not entertaining that you could be wrong. I don't think that's necessarily the case here. Like, I feel like there's more of a positive, or I can take more of a positive spin on this, where it's like, you have the willpower, you have the focus, you have the drive, you have the ambition. So now is the time to do something with it. If life is asking you to make a move, and I shouldn't say asking, because life often impels us or even forces us to make a move when we haven't made the decision to do it ourselves, because that's where the energy is going. The energy is dynamic. The energy is in motion. The energy is all about transforming and changing and growing and growing and growing. And too often in life, we like to kind of fix ourselves into a stagnant point where we don't allow change to happen. And so when that occurs, life will come in and, crack a lightning bolt on us and say, absolutely not. You're not going to be sitting here doing nothing, stagnating. Like, we're going. We got places to be, people to meet, experiences to have. And so this Queen of Wands is like, I am capable of responding to any situation that comes and navigating strategically and knowing that whatever I choose to put my focus and attention on is going to manifest. If I want something, I make it happen. That's what this Queen of Wands is about. And I think that's kind of the energy that you're working with, or maybe some sort of energy there that's going to support you in whatever it is that you're navigating right now. Let's see. Okay, I've got two cards that came out. So we got the Sun card. Can we get more like sunny, optimistic, in tune with our willpower and drive and focus and ambition and hope and optimism than with these three cards that are coming out? It's like the Six of Swords opened up the reading and was like, yeah, we're kind of leaving behind a situation and things are kind of heavy and maybe there's some potential for self-doubt. Like I said, the swords kind of clouding her ability to look forward. Maybe my former understanding of how situations will play out is really sort of holding me back, or is making me feel like I should hold back, because if I do something, if I try to pursue something, it's not going to work out because I have X, Y, and Z examples in my past to draw from. Like, that's what happened here. It's like, it doesn't have to happen that way, and there's no guarantee that it's going to end up in the same way. And even if it does, it's like, why would you spend your time sitting around feeling sorry for yourself or feeling like a victim in your own life, instead of going out there and just trying it anyways. You know, it's not a stupid phrase, but it does kind of grind my gears sometimes when I hear it, because it's said too much. But you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Like, that's literally what this reading is telling me, is like, you need to just do it. Like, who cares what the outcome is going to be? If you're there acting with intention and pursuing your goals, that's not failure, that's progress. And even if you have to take 3 steps back for every step forward that you take, eventually you're going to find a path that works best for you to get to this end result. Like, if you want something enough, the universe will conspire to support you in making that a reality. You know, it'll provide encounters with people who see your vision and want to see that vision manifest, or who have connections to people who, you know, have the resources to make that happen. Like, it's just, there's no explaining how things might work out, but the fact of the matter is that they will work out as long as you stick with it. Stand with conviction. Like, that's the key phrase, I think, with this reading. High Priestess also came out. This is the Moon's card. I think this is also like, trust your inner guidance, kind of calling back, because I felt compelled to put her next to the Queen of Wands, calling back to that idea of being blind to your capability of being wrong. Like, instead of thinking that you can't be wrong or that you can't make the wrong decision, it's like, honor your inner guidance. This is the inner compass that allows you to kind of respond, counter move, counterattack, dodge any sort of attacks or experiences that show up in your life. That inner guidance, that intuition, is going to be what allows you to choose the right path to dodge towards, or to double back on. Like, this High Priestess energy is all about recognizing that you're capable of spotting a dead-end path before you even start walking on it, or spotting people that maybe don't have your best interests at heart, or that don't want to see you thrive. Like, you're fully capable of really understanding and perceiving these so-called dangers on your own. You don't need to be told what they are. You don't need to be told really anything. I feel like your guidance, your inner compass is there really helping you through this process. If there's something that you want, don't be ashamed of your desire. Coming back to these 2 cards here, or 3 cards I should say, Strength, Queen of Wands, and High Priestess. This is like, if you're having desires coming up in your attention or in your focus, and you're really thinking about something, you're really thinking about how much you want something in your life, honor that. Don't just sit and do nothing with that. Pursue it. Move towards that thing. And even if there's a lot of obstacles in your way of getting towards that thing, pushing through them is going to afford you so much development as a person, and so much understanding of how capable you actually are, more so than just sitting around and hoping that this thing will just come to you without much effort on your part. Like, I feel like too many of us have been sort of lulled into this little complacent sleep in our modern society, where everything just seems like it's supposed to be immediately available to us without putting any effort. We just click a button and it's on our doorstep 2 days later. Like, we're not used to putting an effort into understanding that there are small moves to make in the long-term picture. So I want you to keep that in mind. I want you to recognize your ability, recognize your self-worth. Don't hang on to how other people perceive you. I mean, no matter what you do, there's going to be somebody out there who doesn't like you, or doesn't like the way that you think, or doesn't agree with you. So it's like, stop doing it for them. Do it for yourself. Do what makes you happy for you, and care less about how other people feel about it. Obviously, be what's the word? Be considerate of other people, of course, and don't harm or take advantage of other people on your path to getting what you want, but recognize that your life is your own. You know, nobody else has or should have any say in how your life unfolds. You're responsible for your happiness. You're responsible for how your life manifests. So, yeah. All that said, I think that's where we're at with things, Capricorn. I hope this reading finds you doing well, and yeah, I'm just trying to tune in and see. I'm like, is there anything else that wants to come through? I don't think so, because they kind of just, they did that thing at the end of the reading where they just kind of shh, and I don't hear anymore. Okay. Anyway, wish you all the best, Capricorn. Take care. Be good or don't, you know.